Good morning. Welcome to Rooted and Relevant. And I'm glad that you are joining me this morning. I'm back at my parents'. Sorry, yesterday I was not able to carve out the time to do a Rooted and Relevant. Had a chance to do some landscaping for a really good friend and enjoyed some time working yesterday in the beautiful weather that Florida gives to us, and then back today to actually have my parents take us to the airport. And so as soon as I'm done with this, we'll be headed to the airport, and I'll be speaking in Missouri this coming Sunday, and then at a pastors and wives couples retreat. Looking forward to that in Missouri and Branson, and then making our way to Michigan, and then to Ohio to First Baptist of Milford, and meeting about First Bible. So there's just a lot of great things going on. And then we'll make our way back to Florida for Christmas. And so we appreciate your prayers as we travel. I'll try to keep up with the Rooted and Relevant in the midst of our travel, carve out some time each day if I can to do a quick update. Well, we are in James 1, and verse number 8 says, "A double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways." And I've asked the question, who do you really want to please? Because that's what causes us to vacillate back and forth. Do we want to fulfill God's purposes, or do we want our way? Do we want God to be happy, or do we want ourselves to be happy? What is it that drives us most? What is it that consumes our thoughts? What is it that makes us driven and most happy? Is it doing the things that God has called us and designed us to do and to be? Or is it things that we want? And a double minded man vacillates back and forth between, oh, I know I should, but I know that this is important, but I'm making this important. And we become double minded. And what it does is it doesn't just affect that decision. The Bible is clear that when we get double minded or dual focused, and it's not about fulfilling God's will with the opportunities He's given to us and the responsibility that we do, uh, but it begins to affect every fiber of our life. It's not just how does it affect this one decision that I'm vacillating back and forth, but I become unstable in everything. I don't know uh, after a while what my true purpose is, or what my true goals are, or why am I even here. Uh, a double-minded man, when he becomes dual focused, or he becomes distracted with things that should not be important, but they have become too important, the things that are important and really produce fulfillment, direction, and satisfaction in life go lacking. And the reason why they're lacking is because I'm giving my attention and affection to something that really shouldn't be the priority, but I have made it the priority. And as a born again believer, this struggle that takes place inside of my heart is legit, because the Spirit of God is saying, no, this is what will produce fulfillment and purpose. And I'm buying a lie that the flesh, the devil, and the world is giving me, something that I think should produce happiness and fulfillment just won't. It just will require more of me. And that distraction and that struggle, internal struggle, gets worse and worse. And it becomes to affect every part of my life. And so, James, here in the very first chapter, trying to help us to understand the Christian life and having true purpose, says don't be surprised when difficulties come, when you're in opposition to the way the world functions. But understand something, you need to keep your mind clear as to what is your purpose and what is your priority. Because once you get distracted and that internal struggle begins to rage, it will not just affect that decision. It begins to affect your marriage. It begins to affect your parenting. It affects your service in the local church. It affects your finances, it affects your time management, it affects everything. And what happens is you become unstable in all of your ways. And then the next few verses I'm going to skip because I've already dealt with them, as God challenging the rich man and the poor man, saying, "Listen, you need to understand." You both have the same future, and you're going to be exactly in the exact same spot in the future. You're in a different spot now because God's given you other responsibility or opportunities that produce responsibility. But in the future, you're going to be exactly in the same place. And so you need to make sure that you keep your priorities uh, right so that your responsibility with the opportunities stay clear. And so, as we look at this, may God challenge each of us, no matter what you're facing, no matter the opportunities God is putting in your lap. May you step back and say, okay, who do I really want to please? Do I want to please God? Do I want to please me? Do I want to fulfill the purpose of the Christian life, or am I buying into some of the lies of our culture? And just honestly evaluate, because the purpose that produces fulfillment is found in doing what God has called us to do, saved us to do, and is counting on us to do. And that is to accurately reflect Jesus Christ. So may we do that today and every day. God bless you. I'll look forward to seeing you again, either from Illinois or Missouri tomorrow. Maybe even wait until I get to Arkansas, but we're going to see some family tomorrow before going to speak on Sunday. So God bless you. We'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.